All right, so let me explain what plinking is real quick. So I'll go to regular because it's harder to do. It's harder to do the links on this one. Okay, so the way that links work is like this. So basically, if I hit someone, for example, with this move, and then I want to link into low fears, like that. If I want to do that, I basically have to time my crouch fears perfectly, with perfect timing. So strong into low fears. So you can see the yellow punch is my medium punch. The red punch on the left side over there is the heavy punch. So what I'm trying to do is standing medium into crouching heavy punch. Right? So that's basically what I'm trying to do, is combo those two buttons. But you can see right now, if I do it too early, nothing comes out. If I do it too late, whoops. If I do it too late, it won't combo. So you have a very small window in which you can actually do the move. A lot of the times, a lot of these links are between 1 frame and 2 frames. Now a frame is 1/60th of a second. So if you have a 1 frame link, for example, like I'm pretty sure low fierce into low forward is a 1 frame link maybe. Oh, I don't think it works anymore. That's right. They took it away out of Ultra, didn't they? Oh, it's still there. Okay. So low forward, low fierce, low forward still works. So that's basically a 1 frame link. Like that. That's a 1 frame link now. It used to be a 2 frame link. It's just a 1 frame link now. So the way it works, it means that I have to time. So if I do down and heavy punch, down and medium kick. So that's my 2 button sequence here. I'm trying to do 2 links. Basically, in order to combo those, if it's a 1 frame link, I literally have 1/60th of a second to time my crouching medium kick correctly in order to get it to be a 2-hit combo. So I've got it once there, didn't get it, didn't get it, didn't get it, didn't get it. So in other words, I'm hitting it a little bit too late. What plinking does is it allows you to turn 1 frame links into 2 frame links by taking advantage of a system. So the system that you're taking advantage of here is that if I hit 2 buttons at the same time, so that's light punch and medium punch at the same time, the blue and the yellow, that is light punch and medium punch. But when I hit them at the same time, you notice that medium punch comes out. So in other words, the stronger button will always take priority, which is what the P in P-linking stands for. It stands for priority linking. So the priority is light punch, light kick, medium punch, medium kick, heavy punch, and heavy kick. So if I crouch and hit heavy punch and heavy kick at the same time, I come out with heavy kick, because heavy kick has higher priority over heavy punch. If I do it while standing, of course, I come out with a taunt, so you can't really see the priority. So that is priority right there, button priority. If I hit medium punch and light kick at the same time, well, I'm sorry, this is heavy punch and medium kick, heavy punch will take over. That is what is known as priority between buttons. Again, the priority is weakest to strongest, light punch, light kick, medium punch, medium kick, heavy punch, and heavy kick. So that's the priority right there. That's the priority order. Now, there's something that's called pianoing, which is basically if you hit 2 buttons at the same time, you see on the screen how they're right next to each other, right? If you can hit the 2 buttons exactly 1 frame apart from each other, that is what you're going to see right there. What happens is this game, basically what they did was they wanted to help, I believe they put this system in here to help online code. So basically, if you wanted to throw, for example, and let's say you're not perfect, you hit them accidentally 1 frame apart, right? What it does is it presses punch, but then it detects you hit the light punch, and then it detects that you hit the light kick button 1 frame later, and the game's like, okay, you mistimed hitting the two buttons at the same time for the throw. So to help you get this out consistently, if you happen to hit another button one frame away from the other button, we'll repeat the previous button, right? So again, if I hit light punch and then light kick too slow, they come out separately like that. If I hit them together, they come out on the same frame like that. However, if I hit them one frame apart, it'll do light punch and then go, oh wait, you meant to hit them at the same time. I'll do you a favor, I'll repeat the light punch that you hit one frame too early and you'll get your throw anyway. So again, if I hit them one frame apart, you see that she goes for the throw anyway. So there you go. So that is what pianoing basically is. Now if you think about this, I told you about the priority, right? So let's plink two different buttons. Let's plink medium kick and light kick. So if I plink like this, you see that medium kick gets pressed and then the game says, you know what? Oh, you meant to hit these two kick buttons at the same time. So I'll repeat the medium kick for you that you hit one frame too early. So on the second frame, it does medium kick plus light kick. Now, do you remember what I said what happens if you hit them at the same time? The stronger button comes out. Medium kick takes priority. So if I piano the buttons one frame apart, what ends up actually happening is the game makes me push medium kick and then makes me push medium kick again one frame exact later. This is what priority linking or plinking is. It lets you hit a button two frames apart from each other so that a one frame link, if you hit the button, so okay, let me do this. Let me give a little. So if I hit low forward kick one frame too early, it won't come out. If I hit low forward kick one frame too late, it won't combo. So you have this really annoying here's your one frame that you have to hit the button, like low fierce, hit the button right here, low forward, right? Now if you think about plinking now, what you do with plinking is you're pushing the button twice in a row, two frames in a row. So what happens now, actually let me see this. Let me go this way for you guys. What happens if I hit it too early? So basically what happens is, how do I want to display it? Okay, so basically if I hit this button too early, so my time is going this way and I'm supposed to hit it on this frame, but instead I hit it on this frame instead. So I hit it one frame too early, but because I plinked, the next frame, it repeats my command because of that little piano technique that I showed you. So what happens is you're coming along, you plink the button here and you hit it here, and then the second frame it repeats the command. Guess what? Medium kick will come out. If you hit it on time, you hit crouching medium kick here, so you'll get the link successfully and the plink does nothing. So what that essentially does is it turns a one frame link into a two frame link. So again, here's the frame you need to hit it. Here comes plinking. You hit it one frame too early, second frame repeated. Now you have the timing right. So that's how basically plinking works in Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 is the only game that has plinking, by the way. So if I do crouch fierce and I try to time my low forward kick, that was too early. Okay, I got it that time. But that's, okay, I got it that time. I should really use a character I'm less familiar with. Too little too slow, right? But now if you look at my commands when I plink it, now you see what happens there. You see the forward kick gets pressed in two frames in a row. So now I can hit it one frame too early or perfect timing and I'll get it. Right? So there you go. Whenever I connect it, I actually don't know if I'm hitting it with perfect timing or if I'm hitting it one frame too early. At this point, it doesn't matter anymore. So now you can actually plink it and basically double your chances to work. So White Gun asks, why does blinking work? The reason why blinking works is because the back button, which you can hear me smacking, counts as a button. For some other reason, it doesn't do anything, but it counts as a button. So if I plink, alright, let me show you. I can plink jab into back. If I can time it right. There it is. So I hit jab once, and then I hit back a frame later. What that did was it repeated my jab punch. Remember when I told you the priority was light punch, light kick, medium punch, medium kick, heavy punch, heavy kick? Nothing is a lower priority than light punch, which is why links into low jab are very hard, because you can't plink it. If I plink low jab into light kick, the light kick will come out if I hit it one frame too early, because it'll be light punch, then light punch and light kick. But remember, light kick takes priority. So you won't get low jab two frames in a row. You'll get low jab and then low short, which is not what you want. So you can't plink jabs. That's a problem. Except with the back button, because the back button is lower priority than everything. On the PlayStation is the select button. Same thing. So no matter what button you use, if you plink it with the back button, you'll get it 2 times in a row. Of course, I have mine non-modded, so it's really hard for me to do. There it is, right there. So any button I can plink with the back button. And if I modded my joystick, it would be a lot easier to do than going back there. So that is why blinking works. That's why they call it blinking, because it's back button plinking. Stupid name, but whatever. There it is right there. There's also another dude, you know what? You can plink on the start button. Yes, Twin Cannon is absolutely right, and some Japanese players have gotten good at it. They'll actually plink like this. Like, you'll actually see them reach over to the start button. There's also one extra technique. Let me show you guys. So plinking is easy if you can use 2 buttons right next to each other. So for example, medium kick into light kick, or medium punch into light punch, right? So if I wanted to plink a heavy punch, I could do heavy punch into medium punch, right? So that would be a standard plink with heavy punch into medium punch. Now there's actually a little bit of a trick here. So if I wanted to link fierce into fierce perfectly, see, that's too slow, too slow, too slow, too fast. There it is. That was perfect, I think. I got that one. But basically, you can plink it like that, right? So I can plink it like that. But the nice thing about when you have heavy buttons and you're trying to plink heavy buttons, Shroomy D, I'll get to double tapping in a second. I'll get to that in a second. But the nice thing about heavy buttons is you can plink it with medium punch, or I can plink it with jab, right? You can plink with either of those buttons. It doesn't matter, as long as it's a lower priority. I could even plink with short if I wanted to. I could plink with medium kick if I wanted to, right? So you can plink in all sorts of ways with the heavier buttons. So this is what's known now. This is where the double plinking comes in. This technique to plink heavy attacks. Basically, the technique to double plink is that instead of plinking with one button like that, I plink with 2 buttons. I actually roll my finger from fierce strong to jab, or roundhouse short forward. This will not make it so the same button comes out 3 frames in a row. That is one thing that I want to dispel. Plinking will only ever double a button. Only double a button. You'll only be able to repeat a button 2 frames in a row. You'll never be able to repeat it 3 frames in a row. That's not gonna be how it works. But the reason why double plinking works now is you can hit him super fast. You can plink super fast. And the reason why this works so good is because if I plink super fast and I hit fierce punch, and then I plink into middle punch as a normal timing, basically what you'll see is this. That is exactly what you'll see. Fierce will come out, fierce gets plinked by the medium punch, and then jab does nothing, right? Now, if you plink too fast most of the times, you end up with this, where you hit the buttons at the exact same time. So if you hit the buttons at the exact same time, you're not plinking. However, if I hit the buttons at the same time and plink into a jab, what it does is it repeats all 3 buttons now. So what happens is I hit Fierce Punch and Strong Punch, and the jab plinked those 2 buttons, and the game said, oh, you meant to hit all 3 punches. And so it plinks it out that way. So now if I purposely plink really fast, what happens is if I do the first plink too fast, I end up with that. I hit medium punch and heavy punch at the same time, but the jab plinks me. But if I do the plink at the right timing, I get Fierce Punch, and the medium punch plinks my Fierce Punch, and then the jab is just ignored. So that is why triple plinking works, because if now you can kind of purposely do it super fast, and the game will automatically plink for you based on trial and error if you did it a little too fast or a little too slow. That's basically how triple plinking works. So I did it slow there. So the first part was plinked properly. If I do it too fast, like that, yeah, see, even in that case, I hit strong and jab at the same time. But the plink was still at the right timing, so the strong and jab at the same time plinked the fierce. So there's 3 different ways that you can end up plinking it properly by triple plinking fierce. So if you want to do a combo like this with Cammy, which is fierce into fierce, it's better to triple plink like that. And that makes it a lot easier. Basically. And I'm even plinking after the FADC here, because it doesn't even have to be a link after normal. That's also a plink, and I'm plinking right there. So I hit fierce, plink fierce, drill FADC, plink fierce, drill. Whoops. Oof. There you go, like that. There you go. So linking 1-frame links off of fierces and roundhouses are a lot easier to do thanks to triple plinking than with the middle ones. And honestly, like, let me try to do that combo without plinking. That's me trying to do it without plinking. And you can already see, as soon as I plink, it becomes that much easier. It's that much easier. So definitely make sure you learn plinking, because plinking makes a big difference in doing combos in this game. Yes, this game is annoying because it has 1-frame links, but to be honest, every fighting game has 1-frame links. It's just, in games with chain combos, it doesn't matter as much. This game just doesn't happen to have chain combos, so 1-frame links become very important. But because of the plinking technique, it is a way to kind of bypass it, and it's much, much easier. So that's my impromptu first attack lesson on plinking for today. Now somebody in the chat really wanted me to do Honda. So I'm gonna do Honda here for him, just so he can see how to do how to do hand slaps. Yeah, I mean, you know, I should just ask David to grab the archives and do the plinking tutorial section. Oh, that's what that is. Low forward into hands, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so you want to know how to do hand slap, right? Actually, screw this training mode. I can't even see the inputs, and that's just gonna make it impossible. I'll teach you the hands, how to do the hands in training mode here. Oh, that's right. I forgot to talk about double tapping. Okay. Thank you. Let me teach you guys how to do. Let me educate you a little bit about double tapping. So plinking obviously is nice because I can repeat the button 2 frames in a row, right? So here, let me do this. Let me do this plinking again. So basically, if I plink like this, right? If I plink, don't do it too slow now. Okay, so if I plink like this, I press strong 2 frames in a row. Well, the way games work is that they detect every frame what input is being input. Even though you don't see it, if I hit strong and I hold strong down, every frame this game is going, the game is going strong is held, 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 strong is held. That's every frame. It's detecting that strong is being held. In order to double tap, you have to have a frame in between 2 times it detects that strong is held. You have to have 1 frame, at least 1 frame, that the game detects strong is not held. So in other words, if you double tap, the fastest you can double tap is you push the button, frame where it's not being pushed, you push the button. The fastest that you can actually do a double tap is basically this. I'm gonna do the like rock on symbol, which is down frame. Well, so the button is pressed, not pressed, pressed. That is the fastest you can do it. If somehow, by some miracle, you could push the button 2 frames in a row, so you push it, 2 frames in a row. Your hand is that, you are the Flash, and you just pressed it 2 frames in a row. The game will think you held the button down. It won't matter because it detects the button is down, the button is down. So it'll register this is the button is down and then this you holding it down. So when you double tap, that's not quite the same thing, Wumbo. When you double tap, the best you can do is with the neutral in the middle. And because of that, if you have a 1 frame link, if I hit it 1 frame too early, I miss. If I hit it 1 frame too late, I miss. It's only if I hit it 2 frames too early does it actually help me. And that's only if I can consistently double tap at the fastest humanly possible speed. But you can see how if you did it 1 frame too late or 1 frame too early, it's the same thing as just trying to hit 1 button. You'll miss it. So that's why it's not as useful. So there you go. That is why double tapping is not as useful as plinking. Because plinking, there's a game system built into it that lets you repeat a button 2 frames in a row without it considering it actually being held down. That is how it works. So oh man. Okay, so back to Bruce's question here. So how do you do hand slaps? How do you do hand slaps? So I'm gonna mash light punch like this. I'm gonna mash heavy punch like this. Honestly, the cool thing is, since CVS 2, starting at CVS 2, you don't have to hit the same button to do hand slap. You can hit any punch button to start it. So if I mash back and forth between light punch and medium punch, that'll trigger the hand slap. It only takes 5 inputs. So if I jump straight up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Let me see if I can get this fast enough. Like that. See? 5. That is the minimum that I need. That is the minimum of punches that you need. And you need to get them out in a certain number of frames, basically total. It just has to register 5 button presses. So, whoops. Like that, right? But again, these can be any buttons. Any of the punches. So I can do it like this, right? So I can go, whoops, I'm hitting him 1 too many times. Like that. So I did medium, light, medium, light, medium. And now the medium hand slap comes out. which hand slap you get is always dependent on the last of the 5 buttons. The button that triggers it is which version that you get. So there you go. That's how you can do hand slaps. So a lot of times you can do hand slaps even faster by using all the buttons. So what I'm doing here is I'm pianoing jab, strong, fierce, jab, fierce. That's the order that I'm hitting it, because that's just how I'm used to it. So in the time of whiffing one jab, if I enter that code, I can come out with the fierce hand slap. If I mash on jab, you see it takes me 2 jabs to get that out. But if I hit all 5 buttons like this, boom, I can get it out almost instantly, like this. Now when you see combos like Honda doing low jab into fierce hands, and you're wondering, God, how do you get the hands out so fast like that, right? It's because that same command that I showed you right there is the combo while you're holding crouch. So if I do this, those 5 button sequences, what ends up happening is you cancel the jab into the fierce hands. The first time you hit jab to do the hand slap is the low jab that you came out with. So basically, boom, fierce hands. Just like that. Fierce hands. Fierce hands. So you just have to get good at this pianoing technique. Yeah. Depends on each character. It depends on the move that you're canceling. Different characters have different rhythms and stuff like that. Especially with Decapre, which is hard because you want to do low forward into hands, which is with punch. So the first button can't be the start of the hand slap for Decapre. What you're actually doing is hitting low forward. But what you don't want to do is think about low forward and then do hands. You do not want to think that. Instead, what you want to think of is pretend now your hand slap takes 6 button presses, and the first one has to be kick. So learn to do the whole thing as one sequence, like that. Just learn to do the whole thing in one sequence. And now you can get low forward into fierce hands. So that's the same thing as the Capre's right there. If you, okay, Nintendo, oh, okay, show us your hands. Okay, so basically this is how I'm doing jab hands, like this. Here, let me do this really quick, so you can see better. I have my fingers like this, and I do this. So jab, strong, fierce, jab, fierce. Now, there is one thing I want to say. Some people are better at rolling their fingers index to ring, which is me. Some people are better at rolling their fingers ring to index, which is a lot of people that I know. Depending on which way you do it, it can be hard trying to go the other way. And that's really difficult. When I do the crouch medium kick one, I have it like this. My thumb is on medium kick, and my fingers are up here the same thing. So now what I do is just roll like this. So I do medium, jab, medium, fierce, like this. That's how I roll it, like that. And even if you turn on the turbo button, it doesn't necessarily work. That's not a guaranteed way for it to work. To be honest, it's not always guaranteed. Now, Nintendo asked a really great question a little bit earlier, which is what happens if you overlap the buttons. Like if you accidentally hit 2 buttons at the same time. Yeah, if you hit like the first 2 buttons at the same time, you'll lose an input. So you kind of want to spread them out. But if you spread them out properly, you see what I did there, right there, is that I get jab strong and then the second one got plinked. That still works. If you plink it, it still counts as 2 separate button presses, like that. So even if I do it too fast so that one of them gets plinked, that's fine. Just learn to do it at a moderate pace. Don't do it too fast. So that's one of the keys right there. And then, like I said, hold low. And if you want to do it the Decapre method, just learn it as all one move. Don't think of it as low forward into hands, because you'll never get it out in time. Think of it all as one thing, like that. And that's how you get it. So you can't triple plink this. There's no triple plinking is not going to help in this particular situation. Boom. There you go. So that's basically how you do Honda hand slaps and stuff like this. So basically, like That's how you can learn to time the second fierce as well, so you can get combos like that. See, basically, now that I know that I can time it when I hit fierce, I just have to hit the first 4 buttons and then hit fierce at the right time. So really, I'm only timing the fierce button afterwards. Like that. So, again, like this. So basically, quickly rolling it. Let me show you, if I can show you from this view, like this. Like, it's going to be upside down for you guys, but that's basically how I'm doing it. Some people are going to be comfortable doing jab, strong, fierce. I'm more comfortable doing jab, strong, fierce, jab, fierce. That's just how I do it. So you can see that's how fast I do it. And I have played piano when I was growing up because I'm Chinese and that's my birthright. Parents will force you to. So I'm sure that's helped me a little bit, but that's basically how I do it, like that. So how do you do EX hand slaps is when you get to the end, just you kind of mash it a little bit towards the end. Like, just start hitting all the buttons. Because as long as you hit 2 of them at the same time, you come out with EX hands. So, oops. Oh, I don't know the timing to this. Almost had it. Oh, I didn't get the EX. Ah, I missed it. But yeah, that's basically how it works. So there you go. That's how you do the EX one instead. So. Alright. I should let my cat play. He would be on Team Mad Cats.